this video is to cover the section on rhetoric, and it's the subtitle of this section in chapter 3 is the section on rhetoric. So the question that you see right above this video is asking for you to really look at how Andrews is extending definitions of rhetoric. And what I need you to pay attention to are the Greek and Roman rhetoricians that he's drawing from and rereading through the idea of multimodality and then resituating within the field of English studies. So far with English studies, he's talked about linguistics, which is the study of language, especially like diagramming sentences, the function of grammar, the power of grammar. He's talked about literature. He's talked about film and where film fits alongside that, where film and literature have some overlaps and where they're separate. And then he's talked about rhetoric and composition. So rhetoric, the class that we're taking, and now we're making a connection between the rhetoric that we've studied and how we talk about and view writing and the function of writing. But also the fact that writing is not always just alphabetic text, it's a lot of things, okay? So that's where the multimodal comes in, and that's where multimodal is re-understanding the Greek and Roman rhetoricians that he's looking at. So I'm going with a copy of a book that I wrote because I'm most familiar with it, right? So this is a book that I published on social media. I have a co-author, Michelle Santamaria, one of the librarians here. So this cover is a very traditional cover, but it's also very multimodal. The publisher designed it, but they also felt that the voice, like our written voice in the chapters, was coming across as a little bit peppy, and so it is hot pink. But they also specifically used, and you can see it, so this is the TikTok font. These are the Twitter now X fonts-ish. There's a slight change on them because some of them are proprietary. But like specific choices were made in here so that even the term social media communicated more than just the words social media. And that's multimodal. The color helps with the multimodal, but literally the font in this social media is communicating more than just the word social media. And that's what Andrews is getting at, is that even in traditional text, all of this is multimodal. The way that headings and where headings exist, what they look like, how they draw our attention, what margins look like, what spacing between paragraphs looks like, all of this is multimodal, and it influences how we understand. But then if we go back to his 4 definitions, this also reflects very specific social and power dynamics and very specific culture dynamics, and it reflects a history of writing and what writing looks like and the purpose and the function of writing, and then its relationship to an institution or a system, higher education. There's a reason I wrote it. All of that is also multimodal and connects back to his 4 ways of diagramming rhetoric as a theory and how we theorize. Okay, so when you look at multimodal, don't just immediately pop the internet in there. Yes, the internet, memes, social media, YouTube videos, games that we play online, all of that is multimodal. All of that has a lot of different modes of communication and a lot of very complicated ways of communicating. But Andrews also, especially with this conversation, especially harkening back to Greek rhetoricians, wants us to pay attention to how writing, traditional writing, is always multimodal. And then situated within a system of higher education. So the fact that you're creating and producing writing for this class, there is a social and political function to that writing. And I'm not talking politics like Democrats or Republicans. I'm talking politics like you are an agent with power who has a voice, and how you use that within your assignment is political. And that's a part of how we're theorizing rhetorical theory here. So really pay attention to multimodal, yes, the internet, of course, but also traditional text. If you have questions about that, let me know.